The Silent Manor. In the heart of a forgotten forest, there stood an old, decrepit manor known to locals as the Silent Manor. The once grand estate had been abandoned for decades, but its name echoed with ominous tales. Some claimed that the manor was cursed, others said it was haunted, but none dared to enter after dark. One autumn evening, a young historian named Emily decided to unravel the truth behind the manor. Armed with a flashlight, a notebook, and an unshakable curiosity, she ventured into the forest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, she arrived at the manor's imposing iron gates, which creaked open as if inviting her in. The manor's interior was a museum of decay. Layers of dust covered everything, and cobwebs hung like eerie drapes from the chandeliers. Emily's footsteps echoed through the empty halls as she explored, jotting down notes and taking photographs. Her curiosity was piqued by a grand staircase leading to the upper floors, where a large, ornate door at the end of the hallway seemed to beckon her. As she approached the door, she noticed that it was slightly ajar. Emily pushed it open slowly, revealing a room covered in strange symbols and faded portraits. At the center of the room stood a large, dusty mirror. She approached it, her breath visible in the chilly air. The mirror's surface was covered in grime, but as she wiped it away, she noticed something unsettling. Her reflection was not alone. Behind her, a shadowy figure seemed to hover, barely perceptible, but unmistakably there. Emily spun around, but the room was empty. Confused and unsettled, Emily continued her investigation. As she flipped through a dusty ledger she had found on a nearby desk, she discovered that the manor had once belonged to a reclusive family who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The final entry in the ledger was a chilling note. "We can hear them now. They are watching us." The temperature in the room dropped suddenly, and Emily could see her breath fogging up in front of her. The mirror began to tremble slightly, and she heard a faint whispering. She turned back to the mirror and saw that the shadowy figure was now clearly visible. Its eyes were hollow, and its expression was one of eternal torment. Panicked, Emily backed away, but the door to the room slammed shut behind her. The whispers grew louder, and the shadows in the mirror seemed to reach out towards her. Desperate to escape, she banged on the door, but it remained firmly shut. Then the whispers stopped, and an eerie silence fell over the room. Emily felt a cold hand grasp her shoulder, and she turned to see the figure standing right behind her. Its eyes, though hollow, seemed to be pleading with her. In a last, terrified attempt to understand, Emily looked into the figure's eyes and saw a vision of the manor's final night, the family trapped in the manor, desperate and screaming for help that never came. The vision faded, and Emily found herself alone in the room. The door creaked open once more, and she fled the manor, not daring to look back. To this day, the Silent Manor remains a mystery. Emily's photographs and notes were found scattered across the floor, but she was never seen again. Some say she became part of the manor's tragic history, forever trapped in the mirror, her own reflection now among the lost souls of the manor. And if you listen closely on a quiet night, you might just hear the soft, haunting whispers of those who never escaped.